Greetings, YouTube. Happy Friday. We do not have a deal to review, but in everyone's inbox, you should have received a champion description, which we will go over somewhat briefly in today's video as we try to answer the question on many people's mind, is this guy worth going for? I pronounce it Cull Obsidian. I think that's the right pronunciation, Obsidian. But if I'm wrong, if it's not Cull, if it's like Kroll or something silent, I apologize. But, it seemed like Ronan was the exciting champ this month. It kind of reminds me of how hyped up people were for the Proxima Corvus month when so many people, thanks in large part to the Content Creators Program, thought Proxima Midnight was like Star-Lord 10.0, and everybody ignored Corvus. And then now it seems pretty laughable to say that you would celebrate getting a 5 or 6 star Proxima over a 5 or 6 star Corvus, even though their synergies certainly work fantastic together. So who knows? Maybe this will end up being a champion that out spotlights Ronan, but for the moment, I don't really know too many people who are that excited to go for him, which is partially why Kabam puts out what's an attempt at positive public relations for this champion. Now, I gotta say to critique Kabam, they used to put out these fantastic pages, kind of like this, with the most important thing included, and that was synergy bonuses. And that led a lot of players to think, well, I have a rank 5, 5-star Iceman. I want to go for this guy just to see what the synergy is. But now that they don't include those, because I guess they're getting lazy in these, it's just harder to know the synergy bonuses. You can still find them, I think, at least in some cases, but you just have to do more work. And Kabam used to be able to reveal that information to us when they sent out those in-game announcements, which I really appreciated. And now, obviously, I miss a lot. So this guy, first off, Cosmic class. It's been not too long since we had a great Cosmic when you consider that the new Captain Marvel seems to be, some of the people I've talked to behind the scenes in line chats and stuff, their favorite champ of 2019 is the new Captain Marvel. So same class as that, obviously the Cosmic class. But May 16th is when this champion is coming into the contest. So also keep in mind that the last time that Kabam gave this announcement, they gave us in the Monday or Tuesday of that week, the chance to get those featured Cavalier crystals or featured Grandmaster crystals, for those of you who aren't Cavalier or even uncollected, to obtain a rare chance at a 5 or 6 star version. So I would anticipate that could be the case early next week in an offer in the unit store. But what's kind of frustrating about this is that normally they just give the 4-star version, which, given that you can't even bring the 4-star into Act 6, I don't know why they give stats based on a 4-star rank 5 level 50. Why not give us the stats based on a 5-star rank 5? That just seems like the obvious thing to do, especially because the people who are going to be going after these people are generally people who are in-game players who have cleared Act 6, etc. So, yeah, we're going to skip all that because the 5 stars are really... Here we go. So the good news is we have the 5-star stats. That is somewhat of a new addition to this. The 4 stars, not as much. But in regards to signature level, health, attack, that's all pretty standard stuff. We are going to talk a little bit about the persistent charges, the Thanos' favor, armor break, rout, and stun. What really intrigues me about this champion as I look over the description is when you scroll all the way down to when it says, well, one strength is this new rout buff to bypass evade and auto block, which of course is really nice because everybody hates those things. Cull Obsidian has the option to activate his rout buff in order to allow his attacks to ignore evade and auto block effects. This can be used especially well against enemies that have a more reliable auto block effect like Iron Man Infinity War as he gets low on health. The bonus energy damage is also good to combine with his Thanos' favor buffs. So it's essentially True Strike, right? And then this is what really intrigues me because I haven't seen this before in a champion description. Parry the Un-Parry-able. Unlike other champions, Cull Obsidian can use the parry mastery against non-contact attacks to help with some of the champions that can be quite tricky to land a parry on. So, basically, since Kabam is not giving us the standard information they used to give us in regards to synergy bonuses, they're trying to make these strengths as kind of what's going to hook you. If you're like me and you rely largely on parrying to defeat your opponents in this game, you're the kind of person that Kabam's trying to entice to go for this champion, whether that be in a featured crystal or in the arena. I do think that this is intriguing. I don't exactly know what this is going to look like against even champions like Havoc or Mordo, but if he's a great counter, at least he's going to be really fun to play because you can parry champions that normally you had to worry about either baiting a heavy or intercepting on to get your combo in. Multiple ways to ramp up persistent charge. Cull Obsidian has a few options when it comes to gaining his persistent charges. By using his solo synergies, he ramps up much more quickly, and his special one attack can be used to protect his combo meter. I do appreciate, if this is the case, how kind of like some of the better champions that I enjoy using for utility, like Hawkeye, where you can just spam that special one. I like champions that you don't have to worry about getting to a special 2 or especially a special 3 in order to maximize their utility, especially given the fact that certain nodes, whether it be in dungeons or questing, limit you to only 1 bar of power, so in that fight, you'll never get to that special 2 or especially the special 3. So if you're the type of player who rarely gets hit, you can go all in on his solo synergies and get him to max persistent charges in a couple of fights. And there are the people I know at the top of this game that always say, wow, Prof, you suck. You got hit. You took block damage. I never get hit. I never take block damage. I'm amazing at everything. Well, apparently this is for you then. Because if you claim to never get hit and you don't take any block damage and you are just God's gift to this game, then I guess you're going to be God's gift with this champion, according to Kabam. Now, the weakness is very buff reliant between his Thanos' favorite buffs and his rope buff. Cull Obsidian is very reliant on buffs to get the most out of his damage output. Any champion that can strip them away quickly will have a much easier time fighting Cull. Well, can I just say that makes me want to put a plug in for a 5-star Scarlet Witch? Anyone that can nullify any buffs and have the chance to, of course, turn them into positive things, which is what Scarlet Witch does best, especially with things like power gain and fury and regeneration. It's time. It's time for a 5-star Scarlet Witch. Really hoping by the end of the year we see Scarlet Witch and Wolverine as 5 stars. Keep in mind, I'll be doing a separate video on this if Colossus indeed is announced as the winner, which I expect him to be based off the community feedback I've seen for voting. But if you use that variant 2015 gem on Colossus and then they release Wolverine into the game, there's going to be the ultimate upgrade remorse, shall we say. So, Cull Obsidian. Definitely a champion that I am intrigued by. And who knows, maybe it will be a case where in terms of utility, maybe even on defense, because Ronin doesn't seem like a tough defender at all, at least not from what I've seen, he'll be more valuable. He'll be the new Corvus to this month's Proxima. But in general, I think what makes me the most excited about this champion is just that fascinating parry the Un-Parry-able. Never seen that before, and if you like to parry like me, maybe it'll come in handy. I like going for champs that I enjoy fighting with. I think Ronin would be a lot of fun to have. Personally, I don't even have him as a 3-star yet, and I've really enjoyed fighting with my Human Torch. I think he's super fun to play. So I enjoy champs that are just fun to play. That's why I play this game. Overall, that's the hope, to basically have a break from my crazy 80-hour work week, as I just gave an 8 a.m. final exam this morning on campus. So hope your day is more rested than mine has been. Happy Friday. Let me know if you plan on going for this champ, especially those of you who like to parry. And otherwise, thank you as always for watching and supporting my Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel. Have a fantastic Friday, YouTube.